All right. No surprise. I'm right back. I'm right back into the Ratline. If you haven't seen the last stream, this is a 1970s detective thriller, kind of a Golden Idol-like, kind of a Root Trees-like. I think there were some nods to both in the game. Play as a detective working, I think, maybe in New Jersey, maybe in New York. And it's a story about how some priest was murdered in Italy, I think. And it has to do with the Ratline, which is an underground pipeline pathway, whatever you want to call it, to smuggle Nazis out of Nazi Germany after the war. And we found a couple of them. Someone has been contacting us, the main character detective, whose name I don't remember off the top of my head, and has been helping us find these people. But we're not really sure why. It seems like they want to kill them, but I don't know. These people seem a little shady that are contacting us. But the people we're hunting down seem to be bad guys, I think. And we're going to jump back in. And one thing... Well, let's get into the opening of this chapter first. Oh, there's no opening. I'm just in. Yeah, one thing that I noticed... Why is this like at the bottom weirdly like this? One thing that I've noticed while playing this game so far, I'll just go over real quickly. If you skip the demo one, because it was called Demo. Wait, what? Do I have less stuff than before? Oh, no. Okay. Basically, the first case was sort of, you know what? Hold on. How did I get into this first case? Dan. Okay, so this is how the story started. I'm Saul, and I don't remember my last name, but my first name is Saul. Someone named Dan from New Jersey was like, oh, we need to find this guy Bill Campbell. He's a fraudster and an identity thief. And before that I was just helping with like infidelity cases and stuff like that. I'm a private detective, and the police department I think was finally starting to take notice and saying like, oh, we need your help with identity theft. So we're looking for this guy, Bill Campbell, right? This is the whole world in case one of the demo, which extends into the full game, which I'm now playing. And it's like, what's his alias? Basically, the way this game works is you have to catch bad guys. The bad guys have fake names, and you generally like know their real name. You know what their real name is, but you have to figure out what did they change their name to and where are they living now. And so I got this photo about these Camden bus tours. Spoiler, it turns out this guy is the bad guy. This guy is Bill Camden. And it's like, oh, you got this line here. You've got this line here. You've got his name tag. And then here's the tour article. I think Peter Giacometti was his actual name. He got a mink coat for the wife, unique watch for his son, and fixes to the old bus. And they got a special visit from the sponsor. And then someone came in and said, I loved every minute of it, said Mr. Green. Me and Mrs. Green can't wait to come again. But things get a little bit weirder as we go. I mean, you'll see. This is the watch. B. Campbell. Whenever he does financial stuff, apparently he has to put his real name. That's just how it works. And then we've got Hoffman Diamonds and Pawn, Roger Green, managing director. So I think we're in Diamonds and Pawn right here. And this is Roger Green. This is Mrs. Green, who were mentioned in the bus tour article, right? Also, this bishop was murdered in Matthias's church, Budapest. I said Italy, it's in Budapest. Scrawled above the altar was the word Ratline. So the bishop was murdered. Oh, Saul Perlman. That's my name. Saul Perlman. Oh, I'm in Queens. Okay. So I know where I am. And I know my name. That's good to know. And at some point, we got a phone call. And this mysterious person is like, have you heard of the Ratline? Have you heard about Bishop Tura? And they say, you have an article about him on your wall. So how is this guy looking into my house in Queens, for one thing? How can he see the article on my wall? He doesn't answer that. Apparently this Bishop Turo thought that the Catholic Church and National Socialists could become allies and put his words into action. He was the one in charge of the Ratline. He had a list of Nazis he smuggled out of Italy after the war. Oh, out of Italy. I guess that's where they start. We'll see that in a bit. Yeah, I'm just going to summarize everything that we've got so far. So basically, he would remove them from prison, hide them in his monastery, and arrange transport. And as a top sleuth, this guy's like, you're going to be the one. You want to let them go, these Nazis, these killers? Many of them are old and fat, and they think they're beyond our reach. And so it seems like this guy is a good guy, because he's hunting Nazis, but he's a little mysterious. Calls me at 3 a.m. again. And anyway, the first case that he gave me was this one in Marathon Men. We've got Diego Rodrigo Tailoring. I think I got I think this guy sent me, like, where is it? Yeah, he would send me these dossiers. He would just slide these under my door. Every week, I guess? Every so often. Every day. So I have to find the Schultz brothers, right? And there's these guys. Can I flip this over? Oh, flipped squad photo. Yeah, if you flip this over, this photo, so basically we got a bunch of Nazis, right? That's a Nazi squad. You flip it over, there's 5 symbols. And we didn't know what that meant at the time. Oh, this is where things start getting weird. This bus tour photo, right? You've got this guy, Mr. Green. This is Mrs. Green. This is the bad guy in this case. Fraudster. I already forgot his name. Something Campbell. And then you got this guy in the background, right? But then if you look at this photo from case 2, where is it? This Canadian Dental Society conference. So in the foreground, we've got this guy who is he's this guy. He's one of the 2 people that we're looking for. One of the 2 Schultz brothers. So we got him in the end. We figured out where he was. He's a dentist in Canada now. But then here's this guy, and that's the same guy from the bus tour. This is the same guy. And then not only that, I don't think there's any major other connections in here. We made a bunch of connections. They both had beards. It was this guy and this guy. We got him. And then in the next case, where it was like there was some love triangle, there's the Hoffman case. Anneliese Hoffman and her lackeys, Helmut Schlosser and Wolfgang Fischer. So it turns out the Hoffmans started a whole like big old corporate empire. And then these are the 2 guys, right? We've got one of her lackeys and one of her other lackeys. And she ended up getting married to this guy, this lackey, right? This is her on her wedding day. And then there's this guy. But then this guy, I think this is the same. And I think this might be the bishop as well. Can I get a photo of the bishop? I didn't even check that last time. I don't think do I have a photo of, I don't think I have a photo of the bishop. I saw him in a cutscene, but I don't know if I can rewatch cutscenes. But yeah, that's, that looks like him. There's also this mysterious person that I could not find out anything about. She's got very blue veins, and I cannot select her face. Usually you can click and drag faces out of this, similar to Root Trees Are Dead. But yeah, this old man or this guy in the picture, he looks like the old man in the conference photo. He's got a very similar shaped nose, very similar kind of face, slightly fewer wrinkles, but other than that, he looks very similar, and you'd expect him to have fewer wrinkles because this is a photo from a longer ago. It's in black and white. So we're gonna keep an eye out for that guy because I think he might be the one that's calling me. You know, I feel like he knows something. He's connected to these guys more than he's willing to tell us. But yeah, so that brings us up to the present. We're catching the bad guys. We're catching Nazis. The Cobra and the Viking. Do we not know their names from the start this time? That'd be the first time. Mr. Perlman, we are searching for 2 individuals. The Cobra, the secretive leader of the Chilean secret police, and the Viking, his key lieutenant. Oh yeah, also that's another thing. Pet the dog. In this case, number 4, we're looking for some Nazis that are like high officials that have now become police leaders or something in... I guess these ones are both in Chile. And the Viking is key lieutenant. We need their real names from before the war, not who they are now. Okay, so that's the opposite of what it usually is. We have surveillance photos from 4 locations: Valle de Molle, Piedraloma, Porto Quileco, and Santa Corvina. Unfortunately, the photos are poorly labeled. However, we believe the Cobra and the Viking appear in these images. Additional intelligence: the Cobra operates several local businesses in addition to his official duties. He's reportedly very hands-on, personally overseeing every detail of these operations. This may help identify him. Best of luck. It's from our mysterious anonymous benefactor. So the Cobra is hands-on. We've got a crosshairs here. We think he's in this photo? Are we looking for people that are... These photos are poorly labeled. What are the labels? I don't even see people in common necessarily between these photos. Maybe this guy and this guy. We believe they may be in these photos, I suppose. How's my driving? Oh, okay. Well, that's a clue right away, I think. Because we have a Rolodex full of phone numbers. And there's not that many phone numbers in there. Albion Motors. I'm not going to get distracted by Golden Idol references. I will not. Absolutely will not. So we can just find this number. Looking for one ending in 168. It's going to be near the very end, isn't it? It's not going to be easy. Yeah, when you find a secret in any of these detective games, it's good to either make a note of it so you don't forget about it later, or just immediately follow up on it and just chase it right up until you have a piece of evidence you can tuck away, or you can connect it to something else that you're looking into, or whatever. And this is absolutely something that I should be doing. Because there's no way that's not intentional, that phone number is visible there. Part of the phone number is visible. I can't see the whole phone number. Maybe it's not in my Rolodex, but then I would need to know the area code of this fish company. It must be in my Rolodex. How am I supposed to find something like an area code? Is that an 8 or a 9? Wait, can I make this bigger? 175169. Oh, yeah. Have I already gone past it? Start from the end and work backwards, maybe. Is it really not in here? They can't possibly expect me to find the area code, can they? Have I missed it? 175169. Have I really missed it? Or is it not in here? Oh, I'm so sad. I thought I had them. Are area codes even a thing in this game? I feel like... Have they really been meticulous enough to make sure every single one of these phone numbers, the first 3 numbers are the same if it's like in the same area? It appears to actually not be in here. Who's gone and censored that as well? Why is it censored in that photo? Maybe I'm gonna get the... There's no way. There's just no way. I guess I could try 1,000 different combinations. Can I, like... You really can't make out the number, can you? It's just not that... It kind of looks like a 2, though. Doesn't it? I think that's a 2. And that one next to it could be a 1. Is it 212? 212. Let's just say it's 12. 175169. It's not going to be that easy, is it? No. It kind of looked like an 8 as well. Kind of look like an 8. Could it be? I don't even really know that the second one is a 1 or that the last one's a 2. I don't know that, but it really, really looks like a 2 to me. No other digit has like a flat bottom part like that. I don't think that's a 7 either, because the top should be. And then this could be a 9. It could be 912 or 812, I think. Or 312? I'm getting baited. I'm getting very baited. 9-3. It could be a 9 for the second digit. No, I don't think it could be, because if I. That's not a 9. The rounded top part of the 9 here does not look like this. This has to be a 1, surely. It's 1, 2. It's something 1, 2. No, it just isn't going to be that easy. It's just not going to be that easy. We've got a number plate, though. Maybe that'll be helpful at some point. Condor. Condor. Can I look up Condor? For some reason, that's giving me this. I don't know. Chile's Scandinavian population remembers the horrors of war. The director of the South American Scandinavian Cultural Alliance led a solemn remembrance ceremony yesterday, honoring those killed in the Tromsø Bridge Massacre of 1941. The event marked the anniversary of a failed resistance operation during the Nazi occupation of Norway. On March 11th, 1941, local fighters planned to sabotage a bridge east of Tromsø near Setermoen along the Bardu River. Before the attack could be carried out, their position was ambushed by a German panzer division. It is widely believed the mission was compromised by a single act of betrayal, although the identity of the informant was never formally confirmed. Among the fallen was Andreas Oberg, a noted surgeon and husband of Celia Hansen Oberg, who gave a reading at the service. This was an act of bravery, rebellion, and patriotism. Hansen Oberg said, "It was undone by the cowardice of one person, setting back Norway's resistance and costing the lives of family members, brothers, and husbands. We can never forget." The service concluded with prayers and a candlelighting ceremony held at La Catedral de Espiritu Andino. Can I find that? Not in here, I can't. But maybe it's like... Maybe I'll just see that somewhere. I feel like that name stands out. I think it also doesn't really want you to look up names in here. I think names you're just kind of supposed to figure out when there's the same name twice. But that article seems like it might be important. Nothing too identifying in here. The fish. Something's going on with the fish. Pietraloma? This guy's a fish guy. He's got a fish thing going on. Well, this guy has a tattoo that looks like a cobra, so maybe he's the cobra. That seems like kind of weak evidence to go off of, though. Pietraloma. What does the 3 fishes mean? So we've got a connection with the 3 fishes. There's 3 fishes here and 3 fishes here. But what is... The Cobra operates several local businesses. Oh, La Vide en Can... Okay, wait. La Vide? If it's a local business, is it in my Rolodex? Oh, it's snowing outside. Here we go. We have a lead. La Vide is la lead. All right. La Vida Encantada, the finest wines in Chile. Juan speaking. How can I help? Tell me more about your store. We are a family-run wine shop nestled in the Valle de Molle. That's an area in Chile famous for its vineyards. You sound American. Have you visited? I have not. Our town is tiny. 2 stores, one run by me, one by my cousin. Only 500 people live here because it is so remote. However, we are proud to stock wines from all the key vineyards. How about the area in general? It is a truly stunning valley in which nestles some of the most renowned vineyards in all of Chile. You know, very recently a famous travel writer wrote about us for his newspaper. Oh yes? We sent him around the Norwegian's vineyard. Norwegian. The one with all the feral roosters and cockerels. A lovely man, very drunk. Sounds like a dream. I'll send you a photo I took of him. Are there any less desirable aspects of the town? Like many towns, we are blighted by the presence of a secret police. In this case, outside the store, which seems a de facto headquarters. You've had run-ins with them? I've been fortunate enough to avoid their gaze. However, my cousin who runs the grocery store was a student activist before the coup. He was not so lucky. He still bears the scars. I'm sorry to hear that. You should talk to him. He's the only other shop in town. You're close with your cousin? You know, we share an area code, but otherwise we're... Wow, what did I say? What did I say? I had to wait until I got it. We are very different people. It's all for now. Okay, yeah. So, yep, we share an area code. I understand. We share an area code. I understand. 2, 3, 4. Just for my own peace of mind. Who is this? This guy looks a little wacky. He's got a wacky look on his face. And this guy we've seen before. We've seen him here. 2, 3, 2. So you're telling me that's a 2, a 3, and a 4. That middle one does not look like a 3, but how on earth is that bottom one a 4? There's clearly a black. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. 2, 3, 4, 1, 7, 5, 1, 6, 9. There we go. No. What did I do wrong? How is that not right? You run the fish store, don't you? Did I get the wrong... La Vida Encantada? Am I... 2, 3, 4... La Vida Encantada. What? I must have clicked the wrong one. I must have just not been looking properly. 6, 9. Is that... 2, 3, 4... La Vida Encantada, which is where I just called. That's these guys. Is it not the same area code as the fish place? Is that just to get me thinking about the concept of area codes? Well, is there someone else in here that has 2, 3, 4 as their area code? Is that what I'm supposed to do? There's only 2 stores in town, right? So if there's another 2, 3, 4, it could only possibly be his cousin. He said cousin, right? Cousin or brother? Am I being silly? Am I very silly and I've missed something crucial? It must just be to get me thinking about the concept of area. Oh, here we go. So this is his, can I not like, just do it? 2, 3, 4, 6, 4, 1, 1, 3, 2. I really would like to know more about this fish place, but you know, one thing at a time, all in due time. Quesos Davide speaking. Hello, my name is Perlman. I just spoke to your cousin at the wine store. Ah yes, how can I help? Tell me more about your store. We're just a humble grocery store. We sell cheese, vegetables, local pork, food grown in the region. How long have you been running it? I took it over from my father and mother 4 years ago. Cousin mentioned you had some trouble with the security services? I did, but I don't think I should talk about it. Davide, I'm investigating the Cobra. We want to catch him. You are? I know, I've met him. You've met him? I write for the Liberación Nacional, the socialist newspaper. We look into the governmental corruption. We also write about important arts and cultural events to keep our readers up to date. You were arrested. I was walking to my house when I was picked up and put into a large van. What kind of van? White, very cold. Maybe a butcher's truck or something like that. Perhaps one of those fish vans from Santa Corvina that deliver the catch to local restaurants. What is the area code at Santa Corvina? What happened then? I was taken to a large brick building. I couldn't see much, but it stank of fish guts, so it may have been a tinning factory. You were taken for interrogation. Yes, I was put in a chair. 2 guards asked me questions, first calmly, then applying blows. Every so often they would stop and speak quietly to a third man, the Cobra. I believe so. He was obviously very senior. He was at a desk, just writing. I couldn't get a clear look at him, but I had my pinhole camera and managed to get a photo. I could see that? You can, though it's far from perfect. I only heard him say one thing. Take the van back to the factory and remind me of this. Remind me to give Chiquita his bonus. I assumed this was one of his informants, the rat. The strangest thing was that they did not seem concerned with asking about our work on corruption. Mostly, they just seemed interested in a small article about the Norwegian Arts Expo. What do you think? They were very angry. They kept saying, "Do you know what you have done?" Did you? I did not. One of them, a short, brute of a man, stepped forward. He was shouting, holding me printed article. He said, "You mean to betray the Cobra? You know his name." In an article about Norwegian culture. I was completely bemused. I asked them how, and frankly, I should have saved my breath. They started beating me very hard. I thought I was going to die. How could they let you go? Honestly, it was my level of confusion. In the end, the man at the desk whispered a few words, and I was thrown back into a van and deposited in the same corner they'd picked me up from. Many thanks. I'll call again if I need you. Goodbye. Okay. We've got a few things. So what is this pinhole camera photo? I've got a lot of things open. You know, there's a rooster up here. There's the flag. I guess that's probably the flag of Chile. There's the wine here. Is this our buddy that we were calling on the phone, or is this the Cobra? Maybe this is the Cobra, actually. So we're thinking the Cobra is... Where did we get the idea that it... we're going to go back through the things. So I need to make a note of, or I need to remember, Santa Corvina. Can I just look up Santa Corvina and get the area code? Santa Corvina Football Club. Let's try that. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I think I just got my answer. So it's 242. Again, just for... That could be a 4 now that I look at it. Yeah, it is 242. It's 242. I believe it. I could see it. How's your driving indeed? Oh, I saw that right away, and I'm just now... This is the answer machine for the Pesquera Tinning Company. We are currently closed. If you're seeking records, all documents are now publicly available. Please call back later. Well, that's convenient. Let's check the Pesquera factory letter. Pesquera Tinning Factory. Effective immediately, all employees are reminded that tattoos and long hair are strictly prohibited on the factory floor. These standards are non-negotiable and are to be observed at all times during working hours. In addition, smoking anywhere on company property is expressly forbidden. Any violation of this policy will result in disciplinary action, including deductions from wages at the discretion of management. The director has made it clear that such behaviors are entirely unacceptable and will not be tolerated under any circumstances, as they reflect poorly on the standards of our organization. He emphasizes these are values he upholds himself as a good example to all. Lastly, all factory personnel are required to be present at the stadium this Friday to support the owner's team and their match against local rivals. Participation and cheering for Chiquita is mandatory. The owner's team. Wait, what? Maybe I should call the football club. That's definitely connected to something else that I saw a minute ago. Okay, football club isn't picking up, but... Oh, here's the pinhole camera. What on earth are we supposed to do with this? Okay, there's a lot going on here. So, long hair, tattoos, smoking, long hair, tattoos, this guy, though. So is this Chiquita, somehow? Who has this haircut? We're probably not we're looking for the owner. We're not looking for one of the footballers. You know, I feel like I got somewhere, but now I'm not so sure I got somewhere. What's going on? We need to find that article on the... What's that article I'm looking for? It's the Norwegian Art Expo. What? Liberación Nacional. What? Hello? Oh, this is it. Okay, fair enough. What's the image for Santiago, Chile? Exposition of Norwegian art set to arrive in Santiago. A delegation of Norwegian artists are set to arrive in Santiago to display the best of Scandinavian art, theater, music, and dance. Musical program spans both classical and contemporary works, featuring pieces such as The Ice Harp by Lien, Concerto for Casper by Hansen Oberg, and the haunting Songs for the Fjord by Eichland. Also included is the minimalist suite, Three Still Winters by Nygaard, performed by a mixed ensemble of Norwegian and Chilean musicians. All 4 pieces are considered examples of the Norwegian style of skjult, hidden music. The week-long celebration is part of an ongoing cultural exchange supported by the Norwegian Ministry of Culture and the Municipality of Santiago, aiming to deepen artistic connections between Norway and Latin America. It also commemorates the 30th anniversary of the Tromsø Bridge Massacre, in which 250 Norwegian resistance fighters were routed by Nazi forces. Fires break out in major Valle-Plano towns. Investigations continue into the large blazes in Yama, Tambo, and Kiro last month. Witnesses say the blazes erupted overnight, destroying several public buildings. Unconfirmed reports suggest mercenary Chilean forces may have set fire to voting booths on the eve of a national election, amid fears of a major defeat at the polls. This is a developing story. So, we're to understand that there's a connection between this article and the Cobra. So the bad guys are very specifically saying... Where do they say it? So they went into the fish guts factory. Take the van back to the factory and remind me to give Chiquita his bonus. Wait, so they're not in the factory, but they're in somewhere that smells like fish guts. A large brick building that may have been a tinning factory. And they're saying, make sure to support Chiquita. You mean to betray the Cobra. You know his name. So the Cobra's name is somewhere in here. But how would we distinguish? There's a lot of names in here. You mean to betray the Cobra. Is this just a misunderstanding because someone happens to have the same name? Lien, Hansen Oberg, Eichland, Nygaard. I mean, Hansen Oberg is the most... Maybe this is actually a hyphenated last name, right? But it just, by pure coincidence, this is just his name. That's not really good enough, though. We would need something else to indicate that it's him. But I don't know where we're supposed to look next. So we also know that whoever was in the tinning factory, whoever the Cobra was, presumably the person... He's left-handed! That's what I'm supposed to learn! And you're right-handed. And you're smoking a cigar. And you have long hair. There's the handedness. Show me some handedness. This guy's missing a leg, so it's not him. It's not either of these guys. So I've got a few people that, it could be this guy, right? Just wearing different clothes, I guess without his watch. Okay, I seem to be struggling a bit, but I think it's a bit too early to pull out a hint because I feel like I've forgotten something that is. What was this thing about the cheering for Chiquita is mandatory. Support the owner's team. Can I look up Chiquita? No, it wouldn't be that easy. So, we think this was an act of bravery, rebellion, and patriotism. Oh my god. Celia Hansen Oberg. Okay. That's why. That's how we were supposed to get it, because there's only one name that appears in that, what? Okay, maybe it's not so simple. What? Can I have a hyphenated surname? Okay, apparently it's a bit more complicated than I thought. Can I... Can I do Oberg just on its own? Is this the name that he was before he got, like, married to someone? He has a hyphenated last name because he took on... But then why couldn't I find Celia? Wait, hold on. Where's the... Oh, Andreas Oberg. Oh, I'm silly. The wife had the hyphenated last name. What? Hello? Is that not it? Andreas. What is the name if it wasn't Andreas? Is that not his real name? He's got another name from before then? How are we supposed to go further back and find his real name? I don't really have anything to tie, unless it's like somehow I could go way back to another case and get... It's not going to be that simple, is it? Do we have a bunch of names somewhere in here? The thing is, these guys will all have changed their names. It's going to be very difficult to get their original names. This isn't someone that I already... Yeah, this isn't someone that I have. Still got my eye on that guy that was in the background of the thing. So... I need to discover more documents. How would I discover more documents? I believe the Cobra. Several local businesses. He runs more than one business? This guy's reading... Is this when they're reading the article? He's like about to go in and be like, I'm going to beat this guy up because I saw this article. Maybe we can tentatively say that this is him. But he knows this other guy. What is his connection with this guy with the long hair? Maybe we need to go back to... We sent him around the Norwegian's vineyard. Is this guy... Wait, is this guy the same one from... All the feral roosters and cockerels, very drunk. Are there any less desirable? Fortunate enough to avoid their gaze. My cousin's a student activist. Can I take the chicken out? Is the chicken the guy? What is the symbol on the barrels? It's not the vineyard, is it? And who's this guy that doesn't have he's lost a leg? Am I just supposed to know that's not the that's not the Cobra? Yeah, I might need help figuring out where to find the next document. Turn over the picture. Oh, are you kidding me? There's a flip button on... Wait, have these all had flip buttons the whole time? Wait, what? Only the vineyard has a flip. Dear Juan, killed it, cooked it, got the name for the article. Thanks for setting me up with the visit. Best BU. I'm sorry, has this guy been erased from the picture? Wait, what is happening? Killed it, cooked it, got the name for the article. Thanks for setting me up with a visit. Best BU. I'm sorry, who's BU? BU. BU. Huh. Am I supposed to open this up and see who BU is? Whoops. Is it going to be that simple? I'm clicking a lot of buttons and none of them are correct. No, it wouldn't be that simple, would it? I need to figure out where I've seen the name BU. Killed it, cooked it, got the name for the article. But that can't be this article, can it? Not really. Especially because you don't have, your name doesn't be in, yeah, your name is Davide. So who got the name for what article? Did someone write this art? Wait, did someone, we don't have a name on this article. Name for the article, BU. Killed it, cooked it. Does one of these have it back? Who took this photo? Killed it, cooked it. They must be talking about the rooster. But then who's... And how has this guy been, like, erased? I need more hints. I need more hints. I don't know what to make of killed it, cooked it, got the name for the article, BU. What in the picture can be killed and caught? The rooster, but what do I do with that? Yeah, the rooster can be killed and caught. Butcher's union. Oh, I'm stressed out. I need to pet the dog. Let's pet the dog a bit. BU. BU. It's not going to be that easy. Well, what do I do with the rooster? Someone killed and cooked the chicken. And it was the guy that he met with, I guess. Look up rooster. Are you kidding me? I'm just supposed to look up, I'm supposed to Google rooster. This is like Google en passant. What do you mean I just Google rooster? That's silly. How am I supposed to know to just Google rooster? I was led through the vineyards of the Perdido region, Chile, by a most unusual guide. He was a heavyset man with an eye patch and an air of both deep melancholy and occasional eruptive anger. He could have been a Viking Norseman dressed in an ill-fitting summer suit. He ran his vineyard with near military precision. He paused our tour to conduct a brief, purposeful conversation with a serious-looking man who was tailed by his melancholic son. Everyone's melancholy. I asked him what it was about. He looked at me with a glint in his eye. I believe that my friend Patrice is sending a guest my way this evening, a certain Jorge. I meant to show him true Chilean hospitality. I did not pause too long to imagine what this meant. He was in truth very sad. He had just been to the funeral of a dear friend earlier that day. David was a brilliant artist. We go back years. Fell in love with a girl once, champion skier who married a terrible man. Wait a minute, what? Never got over it. It was a beautiful... Don't we know it was a beautiful service, a tiny church with its back to the mountains? Don't we... A champion skier, isn't that case too? He spoke fondly of his dear sister, a composer who no longer speaks to him. She lost her husband, a doctor, in the war, and blames me. When asked why, he turned his sad eyes to bear down on me. You remember my friend, the one I mentioned? We were schoolboys together, like brothers. One day he told me he found a way to make some money, a simple task. He convinced me to help him. I didn't know what it would lead to. He slammed his fist down at the table, startling me, but after a moment he only shook his head and took a gulp of wine. My sister always disapproved by association with him and his NUF, National Union of Fascist Buddies. Gee, I wonder who this guy is. But I made sure she never knew any of the details of the work I did for him. Not until 5 years ago. She visited the vineyard. I had a few too many glasses. I told her everything, going back to the beginning. She hasn't spoken to me since. He let out a heavy sigh, slumping his back in his seat. Who's talking the whole time? Is it the blonde guy? Heavyset man with an eye patch. Yeah, so this guy that... So who's he talking to? My friend Patrice is sending a guest my way this evening. Jorge. And he's got a friend, the one I mentioned earlier. Just been to the funeral of a dear friend earlier that day. Well, that's not the friend that is... Wait. Yeah, the funeral, yeah. He found a way to make some money. I didn't know it would lead to. This guy's part of the National Union of Fascists. She visited the vineyard and I had a few too many glasses. I told her everything going back to the beginning. She hasn't spoken to me since. After she went home, she wrote a piece of music dedicated to me. I guess I should be satisfied with that. Sorry, what's this guy's name supposed to be? So somehow I'm supposed to find this music. Is that going to be on the radio, perhaps? Barnardo Publishing. Maybe we can get his name if we just, like, contact Barnardo Publishing. Yeah, let's try that. You kidding me? That would be too easy, wouldn't it? That would just be too easy. Well, what do I need to do now? Because now, I mean, we've certainly got something. But by Googling Rooster, David was a brilliant artist. Fell in love with a champion skier who married a terrible man. Never got over it. But I thought David did marry her. This is a very misleading way of saying that. Well, David would... Ooh, it's all a big difficulty for my brain. Why? So I mean, the last few pieces must be like old stuff. Like it must be. Jorge. Is Jorge the... Jorge was not this guy, was he? Davide. Davide is not the same as David. Hansen Oberg. That must be... I haven't missed something about this, the musical program. Hold on a second. Okay, we might have a connection here. So there's this musical program in Norway. Is it even possible these are connected? Why would these be connected? Because I feel like... His sister is a composer. Concerto for Casper by Hansen Oberg. Can I... Okay. Oh, his name is Casper, I guess. But wait. Casper. So he was supposed to be dead, but he's not actually dead, is he? And I can't just put in Chile, can I? It's not that simple. Perdido? Is all of this in Perdido? That would mean the Viking is there too. Well, I guess the Viking is the guy that is described as being a Viking. But what is his name? We've still got one more piece of evidence that we can look for. Footsteps in the south. I think there's anything else on here I can really use. Is there? Why would you be like, oh, this... But the thing is, I need to know his real name. But then how would I get that? That must be this last piece of evidence. When You Broke My Heart, 1966. Am I actually missing something here? The person that died was the traitor, right? Hidden music, indeed. Maybe I can look up the other ones. The ice harp. No. We've already done Concerto for Casper. Songs. 3. See, if this were Rucci's dead, sounds like the Viking would be Scandinavian, just by the brief mention given. That makes sense that he would be from Norway, but how am I supposed to... Okay, what do we have that's related to Norway? Maybe that's where to start. Maybe I'm supposed to look up this hidden music thing as well. Oh, here we go. This is the last bit of evidence, I think. Yeah, this just grayed out and went to 0, so... Advanced harmony techniques. There's a hidden message in the music, isn't there? Hold on. Where is this? Where's this bit of music? Did I not pin this? Do I have to re-look it up? Concerto. I think I've got this one. Also, welcome to the stream. Her surname is Hansen, like the other guy. Yeah, I think what happened is... Can I look at this again? Just to make sure. There was the Tromsø Bridge massacre. There was a failed resistance operation during the Nazi occupation of Norway. Local fighters planned to sabotage the bridge. Their position was ambushed by a German panzer division. It's widely believed this was a single act of betrayal, though the identity of the informant was never confirmed. Among the fallen was Andreas Oberg, husband of Celia Hansen Oberg. Hold on a second. Oh, it's her brother, not her husband, because Hansen is the name that we're looking for. So Hansen is her, like, I want to say maiden name, but I don't know if that applies if she kept it. Okay, we're getting somewhere. And then the part that I actually... That was the other article, was the one that where this guy is really having trouble keeping his mouth shut. Rooster's Cry. He has a sister. Oh, so maybe he's Hansen. Okay, wait, is that what you're trying to tell me? His name is Hansen, like the other guy? Would it be the Viking's name be Casper Olberg? So wait, the Viking's name should be Hansen, but now I'm not too sure about the Cobra's name. I feel like I've got them backwards. So Casper broke her heart. Okay, wait. Fell in love with a girl once. David was a brilliant artist. David was the friend. I think David might be the guy from the other case. Champion skier who married a terrible man. He spoke of his dear sister, a composer who no longer speaks to him. She lost her husband, a doctor in the war. Okay, so the husband is Olberg. I think he actually was just an innocent guy. But the sister is going to have the same last name as him before getting married. So this guy is Hansen. The doctor's name was Olberg. Okay, so Hansen... I think we're getting somewhere. Apparently I have every piece of evidence, which is surprising because... Okay, maybe I shouldn't be too sure about Rose Oberg's sisters. Yeah, her brother's the Viking, it looks like, based on the description from this article. So he's like, oh, I didn't know what I was doing for the... So the friend whose funeral he was at, which was David, unless he's not really dead, in which case this guy could be David. I think the David he's talking about is the guy from the other case. But we can decode the music first. Particularly by the serialists of the Darmstadt school, Skjult has gained quiet admiration in recent years, especially among South American composers. A form of musical cryptography, here we go, assigns notes to letters, allowing composers to embed hidden messages within melodic motifs. The challenge lies in crafting phrases that are both musically engaging and textually meaningful. To increase legibility, letters are mapped by frequency of use in the alphabet. The technique is believed to have originated with Norwegian resistance groups in the early 1940s who used concert programs to pass covert messages, sometimes detailing ammunition drops or attack plans without alerting occupying German forces. Today, South American composers have adapted the method as a tool of subtle resistance under authoritarian regimes. So we've got E, I, N, A. Should I actually be going in order like this? E-I-N-A. Is that an R? That doesn't... I feel like we're not getting a word, but I'm going to write this down as I go. It won't be visible on stream. I'm just going to write it down. Yeah, that's E. I. N. A. That should be an R. The line for like B is really faded. Oh, it might be in another language. Should I be able to speak other languages? Is that part of the expected? I'm just gonna get them all. Oh, I'm playing the Ratline. This is a detective game, a detective thriller game set in the 1970s, and I am tracking down escaped Nazis that escaped via the Ratline, which is like a secret organization for them to get out through Italy. That was there in like the 1947 or something. And STO at this very moment, I'm trying to figure out this STOR. It's in Norwegian because it could be, but surely they would show me the Norwegian phrase somewhere around here that I'm supposed to. Oh, storm is the next one. So that part. Storm, Einar Stormy. Is it a name that I've seen? Storm, Storm, followed by the letter E. And then what's that last one? Is that another R? Stormer, Einar Stormer. And then what's the next measure gonna be? It is T. I'm assuming each one of these is a word unless I see otherwise. TRO. Encountered Americans and allies helping Nazis escape in it. Yeah, it seems like it. It seems like they've become top officers in some police stations somewhere. Although this one, they're like Secret Service in Chile. And then I think in the other one, there's like some massive business empire in like the previous case. It seems like every single case I'm looking at a different country. TRO. Yeah, we might get into Operation Paperclip a little bit here. We might find out a little bit about that. Trums. TROMS. Oh, Tromso. I think we have seen the name Tromso. Maybe these are the names. Einar Stormer, Tromso. Are these just going to be both names? T. It'll autocomplete if they are, so I'll be able to confirm it. T. R. A. I. T. Is it going to be like traitor or something? I lost my place. Is that an O? That is an O. Traitor. Yep. Einar Stormer Tromso Traitor. What does that mean? Those both sound like bad things. Surely Stormer is like Stormtrooper? Einar Stormer Tromso Traitor. Is Tromso a name that I'm allowed to have? So this guy's last name is surely Hansen. Tromso is not allowed as a surname. Einar? Okay, so we're allowed to have Einar as a first name. Well, I don't think I've got a lot of things that could be like original names. Like all the names. So the way this game normally works is there'll be a few like known. I can't really jump back to other cases. I can look at the evidence from it. But the way it normally works is it'll be like, oh, you need to find the Schultz brothers. And I'll know their original names. Like, I forget what they were, but they told me the name of the guys with the beards who are the Schultz brothers. And then I had to figure out what pseudonyms they were going under. And in this case, we know that there's the Cobra and the Viking. And I need to figure out their original names. So this one is backwards from the other cases. And I don't really have a lot of documents that would have their original names. So I'm inclined to say Einar is this guy. Is Stormer a last name? Einar Stormer. Okay, we're allowed to say Einar Stormer. And then, oh, Tromso traitor. Einar Stormer was the traitor. This guy was the traitor. I'm also not too sure about the photo. I'm 100% sure about the Vikings photo. There's no way that's not him. Yeah, this guy is just very not subtle. He's making it very clear what's going on. So we've got this guy. It's possible also that oh, you know what? I think this area code. I might need to look a little bit deeper to figure out where they are, because there's some vineyard here. The vineyard was in the Perdido region. So then, why is this guy leading him through the vineyard, though? And do these guys necessarily... Also, why am I so sure it's him? Okay, wait. He's left-handed, which means he's not any of the right-handed people I've seen. I don't think I've seen anyone else left-handed. Sorry, I'm not explaining this. This photo was captured through a pinhole camera by someone called Davide, who was captured and beaten up, and we know it was the Cobra because he writes for Liberación Nacional, a socialist newspaper. He was arrested because people said that he was revealing the Cobra's name. So we know that this is the Cobra, but we can't see his face. See that? We also know he doesn't have a beard, which also helps us rule out a few people. You mean to betray the Cobra? You know his name. So yeah, we know that his name is somewhere in... We know... Oh, I know why. It's not because his name was in the article. It's because this says Einar Stormer Tromso traitor. And Tromso was the event that this was talking about. The Tromso Bridge Massacre. Okay. Casper Hansen. Oh wait, Casper. Oh yeah, because Casper is... Churto for Casper. So yeah, this could be Casper. So now I need to figure out where they are. And I kind of put Perdido for both of them without thinking about it too much. But I'm not too sure that's going to be right. Because I'm also not sure this is a photo of him. We should probably double check how I got the photo. So he doesn't have a beard. He doesn't smoke because whoever runs it said no smoking. So neither of these guys are him. This one could be him, but we don't really know. There's nothing in this photo that is like contradicts the other photo, right? It looks like he doesn't have a beard. We can't tell if he has glasses. We can't tell if he's right or left-handed from this. The trousers look similar, maybe a bit longer because you can kind of see his socks in this one. I don't think there's anything too strange going on here. If we found someone left-handed, that would be a giveaway. He's got both his legs, so he's not this guy. He has a chin, so he can't be this guy. This guy does not have a chin. Also, he's the opposing football team from the one that this guy tells his workers to support. No tattoos allowed, no beard allowed, so he's not either of these guys. He actually could be this guy. Is there any saying that he's not this guy? How would I differentiate? Well, we know a little bit about who he was talking to here. So maybe he would... He had a brief, purposeful conversation with a serious-looking man who was tailed by his melancholic son. I believe that my friend Patrice is sending a guest my way this evening, a certain Jorge. I am meant to show him true Chilean hospitality. Did he just make up like every single name there? Because the guy that got kidnapped by the Cobra was not... So walking to my house when I was picked up and put into a large van. He was taken to a brick building. Is this the building where he was taken to? I was taken to a large brick building. It stank of fish guts, so it may have been a tinning factory. Well, I wouldn't expect there to be fish guts here. I feel like I'm really close. It could be him or it could be him. The thing is, I think the thing that made me think it was this guy is that he's reading the Condor, which is the article that talked about the massacre. That's not really... Oh, that's very weak evidence. There must be some way to differentiate whether it's this guy or the... No! This photo is not one of the photos that was supposed to have both of the guys in it. That's why it's not this photo. Yeah, the very beginning of this case. Okay, this is what it is. We have surveillance photos from 4 locations. Valle de Molle, Piedraloma, Porto... Okay, and this is also how I get the locations. So these are from 4 different locations. And I think we know where this one is, right? Because there's 2 stores. Valle de Molle. That's where this one is from. So presumably this is just where they live because they're just sat on these little couches out front. So they're not from there. Piedraloma. Do we know where Pescara Tinning is? That's not going to help that much, is it? Because this van isn't necessarily in the same city that it came from. So the phone number, the area code on the van is not necessarily... Pescara is not the name of a town, is it? That's Piedraloma. Oh, wait a minute. I feel like I saw Piedraloma somewhere. These guys are representing Piedraloma. But these guys don't like Pietro. Oh, this guy at least does not like Piedraloma, the football team. So it's not this one. It's going to be one of these 3. Porto Queleco. Am I supposed to use the area codes again? Santa Corvina. How would I distinguish? They're not from Perdido. Perdido is this one over here, which is not right. I think they're both from the same place. How would I narrow down where they are? I think I've got their names right. I just need to know what town they're in. Yeah, the vineyards are in Perdido. But if we're going by the person that sent the photos, then the photos are... I think I have to use my Rolodex and look at the area codes again. How did I get the other area code? It was like something 242. What's the Pescara Tinning Factory? No. Oh, where is it? The thing is, Pescara Tinning. All the documents are publicly available. Oh no, I'm just going in circles. This is where I was a minute ago. I don't think this actually helps me that much. So all I know is that it's not here. Can I like move these around? No. But I also don't need to. I guess they're not from Piedraloma because they don't like the Piedraloma football team. That feels like a weak evidence, but sure. So one of these is Porto Queleco and one of these is Santa Corvina. But how would I know the difference? I apparently have all of the evidence I need for this case. They're in one of these 2 cities. Oh, am I stuck? I don't want to be stuck. Does one region have mountains? That is true. Am I supposed to look up real-life information, though? That's probably not the case. I bet it does mention about whether there's mountains in these regions in some of these. I bet it mentions in one of the phone calls. Nestled in the Valle de Molle. Famous for its vineyards. Our town is tiny. We've got 2 stores. A stunning valley. Yeah, this is the one that I don't think it's in there. And then the cousin Ballyman Garda Station. Oh, these are past cases. I don't think this guy talked about anything other than I just spoke to your cousin at the wine store. We're a humble grocery store. So this guy is in the same town. He's in Valle de Mollet. Liberación Nacional. One of the fish vans from Santa Corvida. Okay. Does that mean if the fish vans are in Santa Corvina, but am I supposed to say that this is Santa Corvina based on that? Because if that's the case, that's the answer. Maybe I'm allowed to say that the fish van is not too far from the factory. I don't know how else I would narrow it down. They're set to arrive in Santiago. I don't think that was one of the choices. I think I'm just supposed to say that it's where the fish van is. Like, that's not really guaranteed, but I think it is Santa Corvina. I guess I'm just supposed to say that it's from Santa Corvina because of this. So we can give it a try. Oops. Santa Corvina. I'm allowed to say Santiago. I guess because I've seen that name. Maybe they give me all kinds of names. Probably not. So Einar Stormer. Do I really think... Yeah. I can rule out this guy because of his shirt and his lack of a chin. I can rule out this guy because he doesn't have a leg. This guy's got a beard and long hair. This guy's got a tattoo, so he's not allowed in the factory based on this memo, which says you can't smoke or have tattoos or have long hair in the factory. This guy's got a beard, so it can't be him. He's not the Viking, that's for sure. This guy's smoking, so it can't be him. The only person in any of these 4 photos who could be the Cobra is this guy right here, who's concernedly reading the Condor. And then we know this guy is the Viking because of this entire article about him where he basically admits to working with the Nazis. NUF, National Union of Fascists. So I think we're good. And I think we're supposed to say that it's Santa Corvida based on the fish truck being here in this photo, even though it could drive to another city. So we're going to click the wrap button. There are 2 or fewer errors, and I bet it's the city. But how would I know that? Do I know that this is not the same city? Okay. I mean, by process of elimination, it should be the other one, right? Wait a minute, which one did I rule out? Did I rule out Pietraloma or Porto Calo? Porto... Maybe there's still 2 it could be. Okay. I don't think it's Valle de Mollet. Wait a minute, doesn't Pietra... Wait, hold on. What's it mean? Porto Caleco? I mean, there wouldn't be mountains in a port city, would there? They would be further from the coast. That seems really weak. The mountains seem like a good thing to focus on, but I feel like I would only expect them to be a clue if they were referenced somewhere in one of the pieces of evidence, which they don't seem to be. The thing is, it's 2 or less, so it could just be that these 2 live somewhere different. Maybe that's it. Maybe this guy is going to visit him and they don't actually live together, which would make a lot more sense. Oh, this guy runs the vineyard in Perdido. So he actually should be in Perdido. Okay. Maybe it's a situation where these cities are really far apart. So if this guy runs the fish factory in Santa Corvina, I'm just supposed to take it that that's where he is. Because, like, let's say they're like 50 miles apart. He's probably not doing a commute like that every day. And this guy runs the vineyard. I didn't catch that he was running the vineyard. So I think I'm good now. Ruled out Pietro Loma off football. Oh, okay, yeah. I did rule out Pietro Loma because of football. That he hates Pietro Loma, as he says in here. Owner's team in their match against local rivals. Well, wait, how local is local? Oh no, wait a minute. Maybe this means he isn't Pietro Loma. I didn't remember it said local rivals. All factory personnel are required to be present at the stadium this Friday. But the factory isn't in Pietro Loma. Okay, wait. And he's talking about the factory workers, so it's not like he's saying local to where he lives. Where are we talking about the fish fans? Perhaps one of the fish fans from Santa Corvina that deliver the catch to local restaurants. Once again, local. They only deliver locally. Friday to support the owner's team against their local rivals. Participation in cheering for Chiquita is mandatory. Santa Corvina versus, which has the fish. It's got the triple fish on it. Versus Pietro Loma. They're local. Oh yeah, local to, I feel like if we see the fish on the shirt and it says Santa Corvina, and this is the local team that you, but when it says the local, I'm overthinking it. He likes the fish. The fish is Santa Corvina. The football fish is also Santa Corvina. Everything is pointing to Santa Corvina. This is the guy that I had wrong because it said 2 or fewer were wrong. So I think I only had 1 wrong, and I didn't realize he was working in. Pietro Loma is the mountain symbols. Oh, so maybe this is Pietro Loma. Or no, I think I thought this was Pietro Loma, but I don't actually know that. Like, this poster could be in neither of these cities, technically. I think this is going to be right. I think he likes Santa Corvina football team because he's in Santa Corvina, and that's the local football team. And this guy likes Perdido, or he's in Perdido because that's where the vineyard is, and that's where he lives. And we're going to rat it. And we win. All right, here we go. Now just fill this in, and then I'm good. Both are native Norwegians who in their youth were involved with perpetrating found the Cobra and the Viking. Both are native Norwegians who in their youth were involved with perpetrating the Tromsø Bridge Massacre. The Viking is Casper Hansen, the brother of Celia Hansen Oberg, the renowned composer. He lives on his vineyard in Perdido, Chile. He sold out the resistance to the Nazis through his childhood friend. That childhood friend was Einar Stormer, who later became the Cobra. This was known to Celia Hansen Oberg, who put his name into a cryptic piece of music. The Cobra lives in Santa Corvina, where he runs a fish tinning factory and owns the local... Oh, that's right, he owns the soccer team. Yeah, so it's very much based on this which soccer team. Yep, there we go. I've noticed this part is always like pretty easy. I feel like that's sort of like the final bring it all together Golden Idol bit. But yeah, I think it'll just, let's pet the dog. I think it'll just proceed to the next case and start giving me exposition if I go to bed. So I'm just gonna sign off here for today. And I think this has like 7 cases. I forget. I think it said how many cases it had on the title screen or something. I'm gonna figure out who this guy that's in every photo is, or in every case. Where is he? This guy. This mysterious guy. I'm gonna figure out who he is next time. He's here. He's been there all along. We've got him on the, where is it? He's here. He's talking to the priest who's the main guy that started all of this. Did we see him in this chapter? He's like the Waldo of this chapter. I don't think we saw him. He didn't go all the way to Chile, did he? I don't think so. These are all recent photos, so he should be like the, yeah, I don't think we saw him. But we'll see him next time, I'm sure. Well, we'll figure out who he is. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching, and see you next time.